You did not make a scene about it. You kept your face steady when your heart was shaking. You answered softly when something sharp would have been easier. And after the room went quiet, after everyone moved on, you were the one left holding the weight of it. Beloved, I know how tired you felt when no one noticed the cost. You wondered whether being gentle was foolish. You wondered whether anyone cared how hard it was not to break. You asked yourself in that hidden place, did it matter? Did anyone notice? Was there any point in choosing restraint when anger would have defended me faster? Dear heart, I saw the moment fully. I saw what rose up in you. I saw what you could have said. I saw what you chose not to release. I saw the ache behind your eyes and the way you swallowed words that would have wounded everyone in reach, including you. Precious one, do not dismiss that moment as something small. Some acts are quiet and still carry the weight of mountains. Some victories make no sound at all. What you did in secret was not weakness. It was not passivity. It was not emptiness. It was strength under careful restraint. It was a bruised heart refusing to become cruel. It was pain that did not get the final word. Loved one, you have been measuring yourself by what others praised and by what others failed to understand. But I measure more gently and more truthfully. I look beneath the surface. I look where motives begin. I look at the trembling place where choices are actually made. And there, in that place no applause can reach, I watched you. I watched you pause. I watched you carry hurt without throwing it like a blade. I watched you turn away from the old reflex that once felt safer than tenderness. Sweet soul, you almost think it does not count unless someone thanks you, unless someone says, that was noble, or that was hard, or I know what it cost. But many of your truest moments have happened without witnesses. That does not make them less real. It often makes them more precious. A hidden kindness still changes the air around it. A withheld harm still protects something fragile. A quiet decision still shapes the person you are becoming. My dear one, you have been afraid that your softness will be mistaken for surrender. You fear being overlooked. You fear being used. You fear that goodness will leave you exposed. There are reasons you feel that way. You have learned more than once what it means to offer care and receive coldness. You have held out honesty and been met with indifference. You have tried to do right and still ended up misunderstood. So when you chose the narrow path this time, it was not because it was easy for you. It was because something deeper in you is waking up. Something steadier. Something cleaner. Something that no longer wants to answer injury with injury. Beloved, do you know how beautiful that is to me? Not polished, not dramatic. Beautiful, in the quiet way a lamp keeps burning through the long hours of night. You may think you are only surviving. You may think you are simply getting through the day without falling apart. But there is more happening in you than you can currently name. In that hard moment, you honored the part of yourself that still wants truth more than revenge. You honored the part of yourself that still wants peace more than control. You honored the part of yourself that still remembers you were not made to become what hurt you. Dear one, I am not asking you to pretend the wound did not sting. I am not asking you to call wrong things acceptable. I am not asking you to shrink your voice or erase your pain. There is a difference between silence born of fear and restraint born of wisdom. There is a difference between abandonment of self and careful stewardship of your own heart. What you did was not disappearing. It was choosing not to multiply the damage. And yes, that mattered, more than you know. Precious one, you have judged yourself harshly for still feeling upset after making the better choice. You expected instant peace. You expected clean relief. You expected the ache to vanish the moment you did what was right. But that is not how healing usually works. Doing the good thing does not always stop the pain immediately. Sometimes it simply keeps the pain from spreading further. Sometimes it protects tomorrow even while tonight still hurts. Sometimes it is like standing at a doorway and deciding with shaking hands that the darkness stops here. You did that. Not perfectly, not effortlessly, but truly. Loved one, I do not overlook trembling courage. I do not overlook the tears you hid until later. I do not overlook the way your chest tightened when old memories joined the present moment and made everything feel heavier than it looked. I know this was not just about one conversation, or one disappointment, or one person's careless words. It brushed against older bruises. It touched places in you that still remember being dismissed, blamed, or made to feel too much. And because of that, your choice carried more weight than anyone around you could see. Sweet soul, listen carefully. The fact that it was hard does not mean you failed. The fact that you felt anger does not make you unkind. The fact that part of you wanted to strike back does not cancel the beauty of what you actually chose. You are learning that your first feeling does not have to become your final action. That is growth. That is maturity with tears in its eyes. That is strength without hardness. My child, I know how you sometimes speak to yourself after these moments. You replay everything. You think, maybe I should have said more. Then, maybe I should have said less. You question your tone, your face, your timing. You wonder whether you protected peace or simply failed to protect yourself. Come closer to this truth. You are allowed to keep learning without condemning yourself. You are allowed to review a moment without building a courtroom in your mind. You are allowed to say, that was painful, and I still handled it with care. You are allowed to admit what hurt without undoing the goodness that was present in you. Dear heart, the world often notices extremes. Loud anger, brilliant success, public collapse, sharp endings. But heaven pays deep attention to quieter things. To the apology you gave when pride resisted it. To the message you rewrote before sending. To the hard truth you spoke without humiliation. To the boundary you held without cruelty. To the tears you cried in private instead of pouring them into another person's wound. These things matter. They matter because they reveal who you are becoming when no performance is required. Beloved, you keep thinking transformation must look grand. You think it has to arrive with certainty, with confidence, with a voice that never shakes. Yet some of the holiest work in you happens in very ordinary places. In a car after a difficult conversation. In a kitchen while washing the same cup twice because your thoughts are elsewhere. On the edge of your bed when the day is finally quiet and all the feelings you postponed come back to find you. There, in those unremarkable moments, I remain near. Not to inspect you coldly, not to tally failures, but to stay close to the part of you that is trying, learning, unlearning, and becoming honest in deeper ways. Precious one, I saw what you did and I saw what you resisted. That second part matters too. Sometimes the truest evidence of change is not only in what is visible, it is in what almost happened and did not. The insult you refused to throw, the door you did not slam, the bitterness you did not feed, the story you did not weaponize. Not because you are numb, not because you are weak, not because you no longer feel deeply, but because something within you is beginning to love peace more than the rush of being right. That is sacred work. Loved one, I also saw what happened after. The crash, the weariness, the way your body felt heavy once the moment had passed. The quiet thought, no one knows how hard that was. I know, and I do not say that casually. I know the history behind your reactions. I know the effort behind your restraint. I know the loneliness that can follow when you make a costly choice and there is no one nearby to place a hand on your shoulder and say, well done, dear one. That took courage. So hear it now in the center of your weariness. What you did was meaningful. What you withheld protected more than you realize. What you chose kept your own heart from becoming a harsher place to live. Sweet soul, you do not need to become steel to be safe. You do not need to become distant to be wise. You do not need to lose tenderness in order to keep your dignity. There is a way to be soft and strong. There is a way to speak clearly without becoming cutting. There is a way to carry sorrow without handing it to others as poison. You are finding that way step by step, not all at once, but truly. My dear one, do not be ashamed that the old patterns still call to you sometimes. Healing is not proven by never feeling the pull. Healing is often shown by recognizing the pull and choosing another path even while your hands still shake. That counts. That deeply counts. The person you are becoming is not built only in bright seasons. It is formed in friction, in disappointment, in those moments when your pain asks for permission to become someone else's pain, and you answer, "No, this will not pass through me that way." That answer is more powerful than you yet understand. Beloved, I want to ease one burden from you. You are not responsible for making everyone understand your heart. You are not required to explain every quiet act of integrity. You are not called to exhaust yourself proving that your gentleness was not weakness. Some people will misread you. Some will think they won because you did not strike back. Some will never see the discipline it took for you to remain measured. Let that be where it is. Their misunderstanding does not rewrite the truth. I know what was real in you, and my knowing is not thin comfort. It is solid ground. Dear one, there may still be words you need to say later. There may still be boundaries you need to set clearly. There may still be consequences that need honesty, not avoidance. Restraint in one moment does not forbid clarity in the next. Peace does not require pretense. Love does not demand that you abandon discernment. You can be kind and still be clear. You can be gentle and still say, "That was not acceptable." You can walk away without hatred. You can protect your inner life without hardening it. Precious one, this is where many become confused. They think the options are only two: either explode or disappear, either control the room or betray themselves. But there is another way, a steadier way, a truer way. It is the path where honesty and tenderness learn to sit beside each other. You are being led there, and each hidden choice is teaching your feet how to walk it. Loved one, I am proud of the work you think does not count. I am moved by the mercy you offered while still hurting. I treasure the sincerity with which you keep trying even after disappointment. I do not only cherish your bright offerings, I cherish the effort it takes for you to stay open when closing off would feel simpler. I cherish the humble moments when you pause long enough to choose what aligns with who you truly want to be. I cherish the unseen integrity that forms when no one is clapping. Sweet soul, you have sometimes believed that I draw near only when you are composed, that I prefer you settled, certain, spiritually polished, and above your mess. But I come close in the exact places where you feel least impressive, in the ache after restraint, in the grief after choosing well, in the confusion that follows a painful exchange, in the silence where you sit and wonder whether goodness is worth the cost. Yes, there too, especially there. My child, rest from trying to grade your own heart tonight. You do not see the full picture yet. You notice the shaking, but I notice the turning. You notice the tears, but I notice the depth. You notice the exhaustion, but I notice the love that stayed awake inside you even when anger begged to take over. This is not the story of you failing to be stronger. This is the story of you becoming gentler without collapsing. This is the story of you learning that dignity can be quiet. This is the story of a heart that is no longer willing to hand its pain to the next person just because it was handed pain first. Beloved, somewhere inside you are still waiting for permission to unclench. Permission to stop rehearsing the moment. Permission to stop arguing with ghosts. Permission to stop standing guard over an interaction that is already over. You have that permission now. You do not need to keep reliving the scene to prove it mattered. It mattered, and now you may lay down the extra weight of replay. The lesson will remain without the torment. The wisdom will remain without the self-punishment. The truth of your effort will remain without your mind dragging it across the floor one more time. Dear heart, come sit in this gentler knowing. You were seen. Not only the surface choice, the hidden battle. Not only the controlled voice, the storm underneath it. Not only the outward calm, the cost of maintaining it. Nothing about that moment was lost on me. Nothing. And because I saw it fully, I can hold it tenderly. I can separate the pain from the shame. I can honor the growth without denying the grief. I can comfort the tired places in you that wonder whether anyone understands how hard it has been to keep choosing a cleaner way. Precious one, you do not have to earn rest by reaching perfection. You do not have to become unfeeling before you are allowed peace. You do not have to tie up every loose end inside your mind tonight. There is a chair by the fire, and it is enough for you to sit down in it now. Enough for your shoulders to loosen. Enough for your jaw to soften. Enough for your heart to stop bracing against what has already passed. Loved one, tomorrow may still contain conversations, clarity, repair, or necessary distance, but tonight is not asking that of you. Tonight is simply offering you the mercy of being known, the relief of not having to explain the invisible cost, the quiet comfort of being told the truth. Your hidden effort mattered, your restraint mattered, your tenderness mattered. Your struggle did not cancel the beauty of what was formed in you. Sweet soul, let this settle slowly. You are not foolish for choosing care. You are not weak for feeling deeply. You are not naive for refusing to become harsh. And you are not unseen. I witnessed the whole of it with steady affection. I held the part of you that wanted to fall apart. I stayed near the part of you that wanted to strike back. I honored the part of you that chose the better way while still hurting. My dear one, there will be more moments ahead when you wonder whether these quiet choices matter. Remember this one. Remember that unseen does not mean unknown. Remember that hidden does not mean wasted. Remember that what is formed in private often becomes the shelter you will live inside later. A gentler inner life is being built in you. A steadier center is being shaped. A clearer self is coming into view, not through spectacle, through honest, costly, quiet turning. Beloved, you can rest here now. No defense to prepare, no argument to win, no performance to maintain. Just this simple nearness, just this honest comfort, just the steady truth that the good you did in secret has been fully known and carefully treasured. So loosen, dear heart. The moment has passed, but you do not have to carry it alone through the night. Settle into the hush around you. Let the stillness hold what you no longer need to keep gripping. And as the room grows quiet, as your thoughts begin to soften, know this without strain: I remain close to the tender places in you. I remain gentle with what is still healing. I remain here keeping watch and love while you finally rest. Amen. Dear family, it is a blessing to share God's Word with you each day. We continue this mission with dedication and hope. If you would like to support and help us continue this work, you will find the support link in the description and in the comment box below. Thank you for being part of this prayer.